Are you in the market for a new dryer? If you answered yes, then check out my review of the Electrolux model number EFMG627UTT 8.0 cubic feet gas dryer with steam, coming up next on Mumbles. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mumbles. In today's episode of Mumbles, I'm reviewing this. This, my friends, is the Electrolux EFMG627UTT 8.0 cubic feet gas dryer with steam. Now, guys, last week, if you tuned in, I did review the mate washer to this, and this week I am reviewing the dryer. So, if you haven't checked out that video, I will put a link in the description so you can, if you want to. And there will also be a link at the end of this video should you decide to check it out. But now, guys, first things first, I do have to ask you guys all a huge favor. If you have not already, please do subscribe to the channel, ring the little notification bell, and drop a like on the video. Guys, helps the channel to grow, and just know how appreciative and grateful I am for that. Now, guys, before we get into this review, I do want to say that score-wise, I do not give points in my review. So I don't do 4.5 or 4.9 or 4.3 because I feel that it's kind of like, it's too picky. So with that being said, on today's Mumbles review, I am giving this Electrolux washer a 4 out of 5. So, guys, another note that I want to make before starting this review. This Electrolux dryer, there are two versions of it. There is the gas version, which has the model number EFME627UTT, and there is the gas dryer, which has model number EFMG627UTT. Today, we are reviewing the gas dryer. So, things may be slightly different between the gas and the electric in as much as power and things like that. So please do make special note, this is the gas version. I cannot speak for anything that goes for the electric version of this dryer. So please make note of that. Now, guys, now that we got all that stuff out of the way, I'm going to start with the description for this dryer so that you guys have a good understanding of exactly what you're getting with this dryer. Electrolux 8.0 cubic feet gas dryer with steam. The Electrolux Perfect Steam Gas Dryer with Predictive Dry has a more precise sensor to protect fabrics from over-drying. Remove wrinkles and quickly refresh items with steam in 10 minutes with instant refresh cycle. Quick dry the items you need most with 15 minutes fast dry. Energy Stars. And again, it comes in gas or electric. Now, guys, this dryer at the time of this review has a price tag of $1,449 MSRP. So please also do make note of that. Another thing I want to mention is the size of this dryer. This dryer is basically the same size as the washer mate that goes with it. It is 27 inches wide by 38 height and by 31.5 depth. So if you need to measure, there's your measurements. So, guys, now we're going to talk about the settings that this dryer has, starting with the knob on the dryer. So the knob has a bunch of different settings for different types of clothes that you place in it. Starting with heavy/towels. Select this cycle to dry heavy loads and durable fabrics such as towels, jeans, and overalls. Then there is allergenic. Select this cycle where you wish to reduce allergens as you dry your load. This is the cycle for that. It superheats it and makes it a little bit hotter so that it gets rid of all those allergens. Then there is the normal load, which you're probably going to use for 99% of all your drying. It basically is just for everyday fabrics, including cottons, linens, and sheets. Then there is the active wear. Select this cycle to dry light synthetic apparel apparel, including stretch fabrics. Then there is the delicate cycle, which is to dry delicate clothes, things that might fall apart. There's the mixed load settings, which is used to dry things that contain mixed loads. Then there is the timed dry setting. Now, you can actually pick different times. If you have something that, you only want to dry for 30 minutes, you can pick this mode and actually dry for that long. Then there is the 15-minute fast dry cycle, which is for smaller loads. You can dry them in 15 minutes. There is the instant refresh mode, and that is the last mode, and it is to quickly refresh fabrics, remove odors, and reduce static by injecting the perfect amount of steam into clothing that has been left in the dryer, stored in crowded closets, drawers, or unpacked luggage. Now that we got done with the types of different loads, the types of settings for those loads, we're going to talk about the temperature controls. Now, these temperature controls, there's a couple different ones, but the one that I want to spotlight the most is the sanitize mode. Guys, you select this mode for durable fabrics and towels. Use the selection to remove harmful bacteria from your clothing or other items where sanitization is desired. This option will kill 99.9% of bacteria. A higher temperature is required to kill bacteria. Please check fabric care labels to prevent damage. So guys, basically this is the hottest option on your dryer, and it can kill bacteria 99.9% if you select this mode. However, if it's ultra hot, you have to be careful with clothes because things can shrink and stuff like that. So please make special note that while this is the hottest cycle, it also can shrink things and things like that, just like a normal setting can. Now, in addition to sanitize, there is also the high mode, recommended for most cotton fabrics, normal, recommended for wrinkle-free, easy care, lightweight fabrics and bulky loads, low, recommended for delicate fabrics, and air dry. This setting has no heat and should be used with a time dry cycle to dry items containing feather, down, foam, rubber, plastics, or rubber-like material to refresh clothing, stuffed animals, pillows, or blankets, and dust drapes. So guys, now that we've talked about the temperature controls, we're going to talk about the actual time drying modes that there is. Starting with auto. Auto dry cycles take the guesswork out of selecting the correct drying time for each load. Moisture sensors sense the moisture level of the load as it tumbles through heated air. With auto dry cycles, the load will automatically be dried at the selected temperature to the desired dryness level. So guys, that's what this mode is. It's auto dry, and it basically senses automatically how long you need to dry your clothes. Now for the time dry options, there are 30, 45, 60, and 75 minutes. So guys, that is all the time settings. Now we come to the last couple of special settings that you can have for this dryer, starting with perfect steam. Perfect steam injects steam into the clothing prior to cool down to reduce wrinkling, ironing, and static cleaning. Anti-static. The anti-static option injects steam into the clothing just before cycle completion to reduce static. Then there is the wrinkle release setting. Wrinkle release option helps prevent wrinkles and tangling by tumbling the dry load without heat for 5 minutes out of every 10 minutes. The 5 and on and 5 off is repeated for a total of 45 minutes. Eco. The Eco option reduces the drying temperature a few degrees to save energy. In conjunction with the automatic moisture sensors, cycle times will increase slightly, but overall energy usage will decrease. And there is the extended tumble setting. The dryer load will tumble continuously without heat for 30 minutes. A chime will sound periodically. You can also have the delay start mode if you don't want to start the dryer until a certain time. And there is the control lock, which is basically child lock. Guys, the final thing I want to make special note and show you pictures of here is the actual lint filter. This thing has a really huge lint filter in it. And as with every dryer, you should clean this out after each use of your dryer. So you run a load, you clean the lint filter. Run a load, clean the lint filter. Run the load, clean the lint filter. It's that simple. So guys, we've talked about all the settings of this dryer. I've talked about the information. Now I'm going to give you guys the cons for this dryer. There's one con, and it's a pretty big con, and it has a lot to do with why the score is the way it is. So the first and only con that I have for this dryer is if you are running a smaller load, let's say you stick your gloves in and you want to dry them. This dryer has the potential to get those gloves stuck on the little shelf where the lint filter is. So sometimes things and smaller items can get stuck on that, and they won't dry as well because they are just sitting there while everything else is tumbling around them. Now, I want to make special note that when you run these smaller items with a bigger load, I have never had that problem. The only time I've had that problem is when I just want to stick, or I have a pair of socks I want to wear and I stick them in, or I have a pair of gloves I want to wear and I stick them in. Then I can potentially have that problem. But if it's just a normal load, I have really not ever seen that problem. But it is a con, so I'm listing it here nonetheless. So guys, now what let's talk about is why I gave this dryer a 4 out of 5 on a Mumbles review. Guys, I think it's pretty self-explanatory based on the cons. The main reason this is getting a 4 out of 5 is because, mainly I don't give points because I feel that it's unfair. And because of the fact that smaller items can get stuck on that little shelf. Guys, if I go to sticking gloves or something, I have to kind of watch it because it does have that potential. But normally I don't have any problem with it because I usually almost always run larger loads and it moves just fine. Now, as far as everything else that the dryer goes, this dryer is a dream. It dries everything perfectly. I have yet to bring out a load and not had it be fully dry. I have yet to have an issue where things, take exceptionally long to dry. Some people do claim that this dryer is slower than other dryers. I can't substantiate those claims because I'm only reviewing this dryer as is. I don't have anything else to review it to. But I will say that I don't think the loads take exceptionally a long time. I think they're always nice, clean, and dry, and everything smells great coming out of this thing. I can only say good things about this dryer. It's a fantastic dryer, and I absolutely love it. If you get the washer, the Electrolux washer that I reviewed last week, get this dryer. You won't regret it. It's a fantastic dryer. I really like this dryer. It's got a lot of different modes. 99.9% of the time, I leave it on the auto mode, and it does just fine. So I can only say good things about this dryer, guys. It's a fantastic product. So anyways, guys, this has been my review of the Electrolux gas dryer EFMG627UTT. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. If you have not already seen it, please do go and check out my review of the washer that is the mate to this dryer. Link in the description, link coming up here. I hope you guys enjoy that one too. And anyways, guys, this is going to be Mumbles signing off. Please smack that subscribe button, smack the like button, and smack all those buttons. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye, everyone. Take care.